NFL 23 on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the NFC South. It's the Buccaneers and the Panthers, coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today we've got an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Welcome in, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart. Set to get us going, and we are underway here in Charlotte. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. First try on offense for the Bucs and their veteran quarterback, Tom Brady. And at one point, he announced to the NFL world that he had accomplished everything he needed to and was going to retire, but then reversed that decision. And I think everyone who likes football loves the fact that he's still out there throwing it around and still at the top of his game. In a career that's seen and accomplished just about everything, he figured there was always room to add to that legacy.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Brady now to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
First down, Buccaneers.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Brady again. Look at Mike Evans. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
We have seen this
before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So now here are the Panthers with excellent field position to start off. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the third overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Throwing on second and long. Darnold. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long. Back to throw, Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down. A final shot before the break. Darnold. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. And the Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Levante David in on the tackle. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. As we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. Pass complete, Thomas. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Darnold. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Darnold. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Darnold. Able to complete this to Chenault. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A carry for Foreman. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run again with Foreman, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So it'll all come down to the right foot of Eddie Pinheiro. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This a long one from 54. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and still nothing on the scoreboard. It remains a scoreless tie.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick lines up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
Brady to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Bucs going to have a chance to go down and win it. They'll get the ball first here in overtime. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Now a first throw here in overtime. That's complete to Otten. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Brady. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he is going to have a Bucs first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. He did not have a catch till that moment. Pretty good time for his first one, though, here in OT.
I would agree with that. And just think about how they had to cycle through all the play sheets, right? Tried to find ways to get a lot of people the football. In this case, as you said, he hadn't had a catch all game. Now they find him in a key moment. Really well done.
And this will be a first down as well, but the clock continues to move. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. From midfield, here's Brady. Finding Otten once more. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Brady going to throw. He's got White here. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Meanwhile, Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Calling a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Third and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. Throwing now is Brady. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
1st and goal from the 3. Here's White. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Good work there, holding him out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. On 2nd and goal, Brady. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. Now Brady. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans screaming out unhappy, but the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Darnold to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A first down throw, Darnold over the middle, complete. That's Marshall. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
Again, Darnold. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Darnold. To the sideline, and it's caught before he's out of bounds. They're trying to get him into space, coming out on backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
But he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Darnold.
He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard.
And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now here we go on fourth. Darnold. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Another one in the books for his partner. Always great to be by your side. And both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. Let's face it. Any game we get to watch from up here, it's going to be a blast. Do we want to get a real job? Absolutely not. Let's keep watching the NFL all season long.